Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afmi Randi Maltika, and I want to tell you about my first assignment. The title is The Employess Scarcity and Low Life Expectancy. Okay, we know Indonesia, one of 100 countries in the world, have the big problem. And the problem government, environment, corruption, attitude, and etc. And what about in Indonesia? Indonesia have the most unemployment, and Indonesian employees have a low standard of living. Many of them don't have a purpose life because their salary and their living needs are irrelevant. And some employees fear that if their performance exceeds their current role, and they will be assigned more tasks with equal compensation. And others may feel that despite receiving a processed compensation, their workload is too much to bear and cause them stress, lack of sleep, and not have a balanced personal or professional life. XRD must have learned to listen the day's complaint and pay extra according, or solve the problem or labor searches in their respective department. Another way is to focus on their health or well-being and consider implementing a wellness program that can help manage and reduce stress in their work. And the programs that can be implemented include stress management workshops, subsidies at the fitness center, and event methods days at work. And the small salary the poor in Indonesia are not only unemployment or have low education. The result of the LIPI study state that around 43% of Indonesian workers are currently still below the poverty line, and this occurs because of low wages and high price of goods. Head of decent work study at Libby, Nawawi Asmat, said in his research in February 2012, 57% of informal workers and 26% of formal workers were still below the poverty line. And the survey workers came from various fields. And for example, agriculture, mining, industry, building, trade, and transportation, finance, service, and others. The average salary of formal workers is only, meanwhile, for informal, it's only in the text. Next, employment is not suitable for education. The problem in employment in Indonesia is triggered by a lack conformity between education levels and job availability. And this condition triggers an educate for force to instead take jobs for unskilled groups. Based on data report by Central Statistic Agency or BPS, higher education graduates are only 5% of the total workforce. As a result, the majority of the labor market is filled by alumni of primary and secondary education. And the problem is that young people find it difficult to access information about employment opportunities. Finally, many high school graduates are willing to up jobs that should be reserved for elementary and junior high school graduates. About 20% of high school graduates are willing to work in unskilled sector. 65% are semi-skilled, and this phenomenon is the result of the failure of higher education graduates, especially undergraduates, and whereas unemployed and eventually take up the quota of high school graduates. And the number of unemployed university graduates is currently 5 times that idle of employment. The situation is not longer healthy when compared to the majority of other middle income countries such as Indonesia. And there are at least six actual problems, and the manpower is the times, namely for workers or TGA, outsourcing, wage increase, social security, institution, and strikes. And the first, work termination. One of the employment problems that afflict worker in Indonesia is termination of employment or PHK. This lack of lead to employment, unstable economic condition of companies, the companies that are going bankrupt are forced to terminate their work relations. Actually, less of are something common in the world of work. However, then work is not balanced between bargaining power and work. This is which is the only sort of income these big disasters for the workers. Two, social and health benefits. In Indonesia alone, social and health benefits for workers are still minimal. Only middle to tops companies and large companies have provided social and health benefit for their workers. Certain workers only earn income without getting social and health benefits. And three is low quality of human resource. One of the problem of labor in Indonesia is the ability or skill of human research that are still lacking or below the standard expected by the company. And it's due to several reasons, namely that many Indonesians have only graduated for elementary, junior high or high school, so that the knowledge is still lacking. In addition, some people are also not following the skills. Those skills are for importance, and with the skills, they will be able to get a job easily. Fourth, rare employment. The problem of labor in Indonesia is the job is still scarce, while the number of people is large, so that there is an imbalance between job seekers and employing opportunities, because there are a lot of job seekers and not of the absorbs into the workforce. It creates a lot of employment. The problem of